Hello everyone, welcome to KripAcademy. So today we're going to be talking about direct variance. So all that essentially means is that there is one term in an equation and that term has 1 degree. So, for example, it could be y equals 0.1x or y equals 0.003x to the 5th or y equals 101x to the 29. It doesn't really matter, but you get the general gist. So most of the time we're going to be doing with these types of equations, you're going to be solving for a and then applying the equation that you find to another thing. So, for example, example equation number 1. So, assuming that these two variables vary directly, rewrite the equation y equals ax to the n. So, if x equals 2, y equals 16, we might as well plug that in. 16 equals ax to the n. Let's say that for this equation, it varies directly with the square. So we'll say it varies with square. So what that means is that we can say that n is 2. So 16 equals ax squared. And then plug in x is 2. So that means 16 equals a 2 squared. 16 equals a4 or 4a. Divide by 4 on both sides, and you get a equals 4. So if we were to write that equation in this form here, that means that y equals 4x squared. So now we can apply this equation with this direct variance to this problem here. So it says when x equals 5, what does y equal? So we just plug in x to the equation, and that'll give us what y equals. So if y equals 4x squared, you plug in x equals 5, so y equals 5 squared. Y equals 425. Y equals 100. That's literally it. That's it. This is the easiest thing in Algebra 2. This is so simple. That's all it is. Oh, but Krip, it's a word problem. Yeah, who gives it? Anyways, so the amount of water that can fit in the swimming pool varies directly with the cube of the length of the pool. Alright, n equals 3. It varies with the cube. If you can fit 300 gallons of water in the pool when the length is 6, how many full gallons can fit when the length is 10? So you can fit 300 gallons of water in the pool. Well, we'll put a label. When the length is 6, so when x equals 6, so x equals 6 to the third, and then our a is there, so all I did was I took the equation y equals axn. We figured out n because it varies directly with the cube here. You can fit 300 gallons in it, so y, when the length x is 6. So I plugged everything in. So 300 gallons equals a times 6 cubed. 6 cubed gives you 216. So 300 gallons equals a times 216 or 216a. Either way, divide by 216 on both sides. I don't feel like simplifying that fraction. So that means that the amount of gallons, or y, equals (300 over 216). Sorry, I blanked there. 300 over 216x, or where x is the length. So x cubed. Sorry, where x is the length. So applying that to this part, how many full gallons can fit in when the length is 10? So if the length is 10, the number of gallons equals, let me erase some of this clutter here. Yeah. Alright, so the number of gallons, I don't know why this isn't giving me red. Give me red. Alright, so the number of gallons that can fit in it is equal to 300 over 216. X is 10 for this part of the problem, so it would be 10 cubed. 10 cubed is 1,000, so 300 over 216 times 1,000. 300 times 1,000 is like 300,000 over 216, and then you put that in your calculator, or you do whatever, you simplify it, and that gives you the number of gallons. It's that simple. I'm going to give you one example problem to do, and that'll be that. Nice little short one for today. Alright, so for this problem, a certain hypothetical gentleman named Jackson, completely hypothetical gentleman, is a golfer. He's a golfer. Never heard of this guy. He's completely made up. He's a golfer. The amount of yards his golf ball goes varies directly with the cube of the speed of the tip of his club. When Jackson hit the ball with a club speed of 80 miles per hour, the ball went 512 yards. How many yards will the ball go if he hits it with a speed of 83 miles per hour? Go ahead and try this one on your own. Then I'm going to solve it with you guys after you try it on your own, because you're going to pause the video and try it on your own, right? Pause the video now. I'm going to start going in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so this kid named Jackson, right? When Jackson hit the ball with a club speed of 80 miles per hour, the ball went 512 yards. So the amount of yards his golf ball goes, so we'll do y for yards, varies directly with the cube of the speed of the tip of his club. We'll do c this time for the speed of his club. So y equals a, and then c cubed, because it's cubed. C being the speed of his club, and y equals yards. Just so we can understand the context of this problem. So, when Jackson hit the ball with a club speed of 80 miles per hour, so let's plug in 80 for C. The ball went 512 yards. So 512 yards equals A times 80 cubed. So now in order to solve for A, we have to divide by 80 cubed on both sides. So if we were to do cubed, I'm going to do this on my calculator. 80 cubed is 512,000 divided by, it's 512 divided by, because you divide by 80 cubed on both sides. So 512 divided by 512,000 gives you 0.001. Hey, look, it's a nice number. Wow, I made the equation that way. It's pretty crazy. So y equals 0.001 c cubed. So, are you following so far? Leave a comment if you're not. I'll get back to you. I swear. So now we have this equation, so we can apply it to this part of the problem. How many yards will the ball go if it gets with a speed of 83 miles per hour? So we just plug in the things to the equation again. So we're trying to find the number of yards it goes, how many yards, equals, just figured out what A is, so it is 0.001. 83 is what we're given as the speed of his club, so we plug in 83. And then we know that n is 3 because it varies directly with the cube. So now all we have to do is solve for y. So we divide, we just multiply this out, and that'll give us what y is. So 83 cubed is 571,787. So y equals 0.001571787. Then we multiply that out, 0.001 times 571,787, and we get 571.787. Y equals, put a label on that number, rewrite it, and circle it. That's how far the golf ball hit. Jackson, you suck at golf. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.